Hey guys, how are you? Happy New Year. Back again. The holiday season is over, and the next season you'd think is spring, but around here it's a very important season coming up, and that's playoff season. As you can tell, we are completely unbiased in this household as to who we would like to do well in the playoffs. So I thought, while watching TV, there's all kind of the prognosticators. This person's going to win because they have good defense. This team's going to win because they have a good quarterback. This team's going to win because they have home field advantage. So I thought on Happy Hour, what would be the really important way to figure out who's going to win these games? And I thought, whoever has the best drinks. So what I did was I went and I researched different drinks from from the cities of the teams, specific drinks of the teams. Now I don't know if these are official drinks or just drinks people made, but they're drinks that I found, and we're gonna make the drinks for each matchup and then decide which drink is better, and then that is the team that should win the game. So the first game of the weekend is the Colts and the Texans. It's in Houston. Texas is the number 3 seed, having won the AFC South. The Colts are the 6th seed. They were the last wild card. They got in on the last game of the year. So we're going to make a Colts drink. We're going to make a Texans drink. I'm going to compare them myself. I don't have a crew of judges, so it's just going to be me, and then we'll decide who wins the game. So the Colts drink is called a Blue Colt. And you would think it's a Blue Colt, so it's going to be blue. And it's going to be we're going to go about an ounce of that. And then it requires some rum, about the same amount of rum, just regular white rum. You don't need anything fancy, no flavored. I guess you could use citrus rum if you had it, but I wouldn't because of the next ingredient, which is some ginger syrup. Now, we've made all kinds of syrups here. I think we even made ginger syrup once, real easy. You grate up some ginger, slice up some ginger, bash up some fresh ginger, however you want. Put it in a pot with some, your normal simple syrup mix, half sugar, half water, and boil it. Well, just briefly, but more importantly, you let it steep for a while and then strain it out, put it in a jar, put it in the fridge, and you have ginger syrup that's, wow, it's really good. You can put this in tea and it'll be really good. So about half an ounce or so of that. And then we need some lemon, fresh squeezed lemon juice. I'm gonna go about, I'll throw it all in there. That's about 3/4 of an ounce or so, or an ounce. And that's really all there is in that drink. So we're gonna put some ice. We're gonna get the shaker and shake it up. So who is your team that you're rooting for in the playoffs? Whoever it is, you could make their drink. And how this is going to work is, say whichever team wins today, they'll move on in our, well, actually it doesn't matter who wins the real game, regardless of who wins our little contest here. And then we'll have a matchup of drinks for that round, and it'll be a different drink. Like if the Colts go on, I won't make a Blue Colt again. I'll make another Colts drink that I can find somewhere. So we have a rocks glass. Strain this right in. Now, I don't want to say who is going to be a fan of this drink in my family, because the last time I did that, I got a ration of crap from my daughter because I gave my brother a shout out and I didn't give her a shout out. Well, Jesse, you can have this drink. To heck with Uncle Tim. If you like blue, you can have a Blue Colt be your drink, and you can fight with him the next time you see him. So that's it for the first drink of the first game of Wildcard Weekend for the playoffs, the Blue Colt. So let's set that aside. And the next drink for the Houston Texans, who won the, like I said, won the AFC South. They were 11-5 during the regular season. They could have had home field advantage, except a certain team beat them when it really mattered. But they're still a very good team. And the drink we're going to make for the Houston Texans is called T is for Texas. And that's TEA, not just T, TEA. T is for Texas. And that, very simply, there's really only one alcohol in it, and that's tequila. So we need about 2 ounces of tequila. You want a big, refreshing glass of ice. We're gonna make this drink right in the glass. So that's a little bit of tequila and then some. And then on top of the tequila, we're gonna follow that up with some grapefruit juice. I happen to have red grapefruit. If you have regular grapefruit, I guess it doesn't really matter, but this is what I have. So about the same amount of grapefruit. And then we need some lime juice. About ½ an ounce of lime juice. That's gonna be about half of that. Perfect amount of lime juice. Some simple syrup. So if you're making the ginger syrup, make a big pot, pull some out for your plain old, actually I'll measure this. We want about 1 ounce of this. Pull some out so you have simple syrup for your drinks. And then after you have that, actually that's a big glass, I'm gonna put some more in. After you have that, and then put your ginger in so you have the ginger syrup that you need. And then this is just some good old brewed tea of any kind you like. Iced tea naturally needs a garnish. Actually, you know what? Let's stir it up a little bit first. Texans are kind of blue too, so I'm using a blue straw. So it's iced tea, so what goes better with iced tea than a little lemon? We'll put a little lime. Clean up my mess. A little cocktail napkin. And that is T for Texas, the Houston Texans. So now comes the moment of truth. We have the Blue Colt, the Indianapolis Colts. The T is for Texas, the Houston Texans. I actually think it's going to be a very good game. I like the Texans because I like their coach. I like Bill O'Brien. He used to coach Penn State. I like the Colts because a good buddy of mine is a Colts fan, so he'll be rooting for the Colts. So now is the moment of truth. Which drink will be the winner of this wild card game? To the Colts. What's in that? That's kind of good. Oh, and I don't know if you know, I never make these drinks before I make them on the happy hour episodes. I'm winging it. I mean, some drinks I've made before, but like this drink, for instance, I've never made this before, but it's pretty freaking good. I didn't curse right there. I toned it down, but if somebody's offended by that, I certainly do apologize. It's fruity because of the, I don't really get, was this the one that had the ginger in it? Yeah, I don't get a lot of ginger. I actually just get the orange liqueur and the tequila. It's kind of like a gingery margarita. Okay, now T is for Texas. Now I'm gonna like this because I like iced tea. Oh, there's no, this is rum. This is not tequila. This one's tequila. Geez, you'd think I've been I said I don't drink these before. The way you listen to me talk, you'd think I'd been drinking them all day long. Okay, let's try this one. That's good. It could be a little sweeter. I think I have a lot of tea in here. It's you have to kind of have to base your proportions on the glass you use. Now this is a pretty big glass. This is probably I mean, I probably put a good 8 ounces of tea in there, which was probably a bit much for the proportions. So have a little bit smaller glass, use a little less tea, but this is good. Yeah, it's better that way. So now we have to decide which of these drinks is better and who's going to win the game. So based on this very scientific happy hour prognostication of the football playoffs, the winner of this game between the Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans will be the Indianapolis Colts. This drink's just really good. So there you have it, guys. Game 1 of Wildcard Weekend goes to the Indianapolis Colts, and they will hoist their blue Colt to celebrate their victory and moving on. Come back again. We'll have another game, another prognostication, and a couple of more drinks to figure this whole thing out to see who's going to end up in Atlanta February 2nd or 3rd for Super Bowl 53. Actually, I guess if you're not a licensee, I don't think you're allowed to say Super Bowl. I think you have to say the big game. But what are they going to do? So enjoy these drinks. They're really good. If you want to have a theme party for the game, if you're a fan of either one of these teams, you can't go wrong with either one of these drinks. I just happen to like this one a little better. Make sure if you haven't subscribed, you do it, because you don't want to miss any of these playoff prognostication happy hour episodes. Make sure you hit the bell so whenever a new playoff episode comes up or anything else, you can watch it right away and have all this stuff going on at your house. So until I see you next time, remember, be careful if you're going to drink wisely, be responsible, enjoy yourself, enjoy the playoffs, and until I see you next time, cheers. Go Colts.